Well, the talk about town transfer at Man United is all about Patrick Dorgu, and by the way, it's one of those problems that United need to solve as soon as possible. Under Eric Ten Hag, it never got solved because the physio team went ahead to mess it up, as they had told him that Malacia was obviously going to be returning in January, and when he returned he got a setback. No sooner had we gone ahead to obviously get in Sergio Reguilon back to Tottenham Hotspur, and we played that entire season without a left back. Even at the start of the season, when Eric Ten Hag was here, he had promises that Luke Shaw and Tyrell Malacia will be fit, and United never went in for left back, and it was the same story that was really bubbling at Manchester United, and it has gone ahead obviously be confirmed that these players can obviously make it into the squad, and the manager is like, the first signing I want to get him through should be a left back. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, Patrick Dorgu is one of those left backs that we're really looking at, and guess what? United anticipating that this deal is obviously going to be happening in 24 or 48 hours, and Fabrizio Romano is behind this story, and that is the time frame that has been set by Man United, and it's obviously very exciting because if the story was put out late in the night, that means by Wednesday, this deal has to be done. I tell you, it has to be done and dusted. And I told you that I would be excited if at all I woke up to here we go today. But it hasn't gone ahead obviously go that way, that we've gone ahead obviously get in a here we go. But let's get straight into what Fabrizio Romano had to say about this deal, because you know very well he's a man from he's a man who comes from Italy, and you know very well what Italy and Dorgu are all about. Dorgu plays for Lecce, and that means he's getting it from the source, and it's a clear source that is obviously telling us what this deal is all about. Now, before he obviously hinted onto the time frame of the deal of Dorgu and Man United, he told us that understand Man United's new official bid for Patrick Dorgu will be submitted in the next 24 to 48 hours. Positive talks with Lecce today, but still work to do to get the deal done and dusted. Add-on structure will be crucial. Dorgu has already said yes to Man United, has already said yes to Ruben Amorim's project. That's what we are really getting in right now, and that is what Fabrizio Romano put out. United was planning to put in a third bid, and he said that maybe for the guaranteed fees, 30 million will be okay. Now the add-ons are really gonna be very tricky for these two to obviously come to a final compromise with. So he went ahead and obviously broke another story that is sorry about it. He went ahead to obviously break another story, and that is Fabrizio Romano, and he told us that Man United feel they can get Patrick Dorgu deal done and dusted in 24 to 48 hours. Confident and optimistic after further talks with new official bid coming soon. So, United are very positive because the story was put out 3:17 a.m., meaning that to clock 24 hours, it will clock today 3:17, meaning that it's either Wednesday morning or Wednesday afternoon when we'll obviously get in the here we go for this deal of Patrick Dorgu. And I'm really excited for this as a fan of Man United, and I'm all eyes to see what exactly is obviously going to be happening in here onto our channel, onto this deal of Patrick Dorgu, because we all know what it means to obviously get in Patrick Dorgu. I've always told you that our problem as Man United is our creative department. It's really lacking, and what makes it ineffective is that when you look at the most flowing offensive side of Man United. It's the right that has Amadi Diallo. The left doesn't really get in very many goals, though even when you're playing against Fulham, we saw to it that it was Lisandro Martinez who really pulled the trigger, and it deflected off a Fulham player and it went into the back of the net, meaning that we need more creativity. Right now, it's very easy to obviously come to stop Man United because of how we play, having only one side that is really very effective, meaning that we need another effective attacking side, and that's what Patrick Dorgu adds onto our side. Because when you're having those threats with you, I tell you what, a team will come in through and obviously understand that they are coming at Man United, but they know we can attack them at all fronts. And you know why? I want him to obviously come in through and really play in the game of Crystal Palace on Sunday, because I know we can get a run of 5 consecutive Premier League wins. After beating Fulham, I know we can beat Crystal Palace, we can beat Ipswich, we can beat Everton, and there is another side in there that we are supposed to play. Let me see that Premier League side that we are supposed to play, because after beating let me check here. So after beating Fulham, our next fixture is after beating Fulham, our next fixture is Crystal Palace. After Palace, we'll have to play Tottenham Hotspur. After Tottenham Hotspur, we'll have to play Everton. After Everton, we'll have to play Ipswich. I think if we get in Patrick Dorgu, we can win all these games. That's why I'm like, we should get him as up. And even the manager of Manchester United is doing this. He's pushing to see to it that the deal of Patrick Dorgu happens immediately. And this is what Platigol has to say about the deal of Patrick Dorgu. He also does that Ruben Amorim is pushing hard to sign Patrick Dorgu before the end of this transfer window. Dorgu is Amorim's desired target. He has made that clear in the recent days. Now, the manager wants this player because he knows to it that we need to really rectify our attacking phase into the mix, because the club is not doing him justice. This deal of Patrick Dorgu was supposed to be done on the second or first week of January, and I tell you, if we had brought him earlier, we wouldn't have gone ahead obviously go into this problem. As I told you, that Ineos are pulling the tricks of the man known as Joel Glazer and Avram Glazer, because they don't want to sign in very many players. That is it, and they're doing it intentionally, because if you get in Patrick Dorgu at the beginning of the winter transfer window, that means fans will be like, when are we getting in another signing? You understand? So what they did was intentional. They want to obviously dilly-dally around, and then they bring in this guy towards the end of the winter transfer window and be like, they're going to have to bring in one. You understand? And in the video I did yesterday, if there are people you trust to get this deal done and dusted immediately, obviously it's Omar Berrada, it's Jason Wilcox, it's Christopher Vivell, who is now acting as the sporting director for the club of Manchester United, and for Harrison Hargreaves, who is the negotiator, I don't really trust him. That is, although he was working with Adidas, but he's part of the system of the Glazers, and they'll obviously do that. So anything that dilly-dally is a deal, just know it's a technique for these people, because they want to bring in they don't want to bring in very many players, and they want to save money. That's why they are doing that. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. Dorgu Patrick deal happening in 48 hours. In 24 to 48 hours. That's what Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to tell us. So what are your thoughts about this deal? And if it happens in 24 to 48 hours, that means we'll be left with some other days. Do you think we'll bring in another player at the club of Manchester United? All that and more into the comment section below. Continue to subscribe. First video of the day, and more is yet to come here onto the United Matters channel. Rokan David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you go. Bye bye, and see you later in the next video. I don't know whether it's going to be a Patrick Dorgu, here we go, or not. But Ruben Amorim is like, get me the lad. And the lad has agreed personal terms, and he is waiting for the call to see if that obviously travels to Manchester for his medicals. Bye-bye.